How's it going, YouTube? It's FuzzyXYZ here. Now, today I'm going to bring you my regionals report. Yes, as most of you probably know, I went to the Leicester regionals yesterday. It was a really good event. I think it was like so much better than what London was, due to the fact that the place which was held, which was actually a pub, was very chilled out. There was lots of space. The organisation was okay. Sometimes they didn't call when time was thingy, so like some of the matches went on for like forever until they actually came around and told you there was actually time. But like I said, overall a really good event. I enjoy going to events like regionals and nationals and stuff like this. Me and most of my team went down. I think there was about 6 of us in total, so another 6 went down. And most of the people from Patriot Games went down as well, so it was nice to see a lot of my faces from locals. Means you got to chill with the people as well, talk about how they did it, etc. As you can probably tell by what's on your screen now, I entered Prophecy again. I edited the deck not a heck of a lot, but I tweaked it from what I learnt down in London. And I tweaked the side deck a lot as well. The extra deck, there's a couple of changes in there as well. But I'll go into the deck list first, so that's what you're probably wanting to see, and then I'll explain my matchups up later. So the first thing you have is Triple High Priestess, obviously standard, it's the boss monster of the deck. Here's my baby. 3 Spell Magician. And then I like 2 Justice and 1 Temperance. I don't think that's going to change for this build. I think that is the most consistent build. The +1 you get off Justice is absolutely amazing, but Temperance is always there as a backup. I just don't like the restriction of Temperance, but if you've got no other option, then this is just an easier way to get to Priestess. Then you have 2 Breaker, 1 Copycat, Hand Traps, 2 Trigodia, 2 Effect Veiler, and 2 Maxi. So no really change there from my London build. Now onto the spells. You have 2 Grand Spell Tower, 3 Secrets, 1 Fate, an amazing card. I absolutely love Fate at the minute. 2 Life, Triple Wisdom, put in so much work yesterday. 1 Eternity, 2 Power, and then a whole Storm Reborn. And instead of a creature swap, I actually put in a Book of Moon. I consider Book of Moon as a offensive and defensive card. It solved the problem with T-Kings, flip T-King face down, and then just, even with a Spell Magician, just powered over it, which is absolutely amazing. If they was going the wind-up combo, then I could like stop it with a Book of Moon. If there was going to an OTK, I could just flip one of their monsters face down, leave me on so many life points, and then try and do my own push next turn. Like I say, it's an offensive and defensive card. It works so good with Spell Magician as well, and with a card that I put in my side deck, so it is a really good card. Book of Moon is definitely staying in this deck. And then 2 Wonder Wands. 2 Upstart Goblins. Upstart Goblins worked amazing yesterday, helped me get to my pieces. The +1000 doesn't really affect your opponent's life points as much. It's a bit like Dark World, like that extra 1000 that you're giving them is for an extra draw, and then that draw can help you just go like Triple High Priestess or something like that. You also have Power as well, which is that extra 1000, so that kind of like contemplates for the 1000 they gain off of Goblin. And the last card is Treacherous Trapple, the only trap that I'll play in the main deck. Now onto the extra deck. Most of this is pretty standard, but 1 Big Eye, 1 Utopia. I decided to put Utopia in instead of Tempest Magician. I found that I wasn't going into 6s a lot, it's level 6 synchros a lot, so I decided to put Utopia in as a bit of a defense, the fact that I can block attacks. It's also a 2/5 body as well, which is absolutely amazing. So not only do they have to get around Priestess, which is a 2/5 body, they have to get around the Utopia as well. Then you have Maystroke. Didn't really go into Maystroke a lot. I think I went into Utopia a bit more, due to the fact that it was just for that extra push. Most of the time it was due to the fact that I had a Use Breaker, and then I was in like a desperate time, so I lifed back a Magician by banishing another Magician. That's probably the only time I went into a rank 4. Tempo never went into it, unfortunately. I didn't really go into 3s a lot, and if I did go into a 3, it would have been Zen mains, which I only went into once out of the entire day. And Getchi, I went into this a shitload, sorry for my language, but this is so good in this deck. The fact that they didn't know what any of my cards did was a huge advantage again with this deck. I put 2 Spell Magicians into a Gashi, and then a High Priestess on 2/9 is absolutely amazing. Onto the Synchro Scrap Dragon. I don't think I went into Scrap... Oh no, I went into Scrap Dragon once throughout the day. I didn't go into Stardust. I went into Arcanite once, helped me blow up a field. I think I went into Black Rose once, and then lifed back my High Priestess for game. I put Ancient Fairy in instead of Formula Synchron. Figured that I wasn't going into Formula a lot, and I wanted a nice rank 7, level 7 again. Ancient Fairy is good. It's a 3k defense against Dark Worlds and stuff like that. Not much can really get over it, and it also helps with your field spell. You can pop your tower, gain 1000, and then just search another tower, and then you have like Cannon Fodder for High Priestess in your grave by just banishing that tower. You can easily get it back with Eternity, but Ancient Fairy is a really good card. Unfortunately, I didn't go into her as much. I went into Gaia once, helped me win me. Went on a push. I think it was like round 3 or something. Catasta went into this once. Unfortunately, it got warned, but it was nice that I could actually go into it. Never went into Hybrid Librarian, and I never went into Army Arm. You don't really go into the extra deck in Prophecy. But the side deck, now this helps me out a ton of alert during the day. First card, 2 Snowman Eater. I decided that I wanted to put Snowman Eaters instead of Fossil Diners due to the fact that Snowman Eater gets rid of T-Kings. They crash into it, they pop their T-King, you go plays next turn. Also goes against big monsters like the Dino Rabbit matchup, helps get over stuff like Christius, Hyperions, stuff like that. It's a really good thing, like destructive card. Also, a lot of the time they think it's just a set magician, so they'll just attack into it willy-nilly, take some life points, and then destroy their monster as well. 2 Soul Taker, probably one of the best cards in the side deck at the minute. Helped me out against the Dino Rabbit matchup. A heck of a lot to get rid of a couple of Dolkers. Normally game 1 they go into Lagia, because they might not know what they're playing, but High Priestess is an ignition effect, so Lagia can't negate, so you just pop it. And then games 2 and 3, if they end up going there, they'll go into Dolker, so you have like your Soul Takers, which is absolutely amazing. 2 Leech in the Light. I was contemplating whether to put these in or not. I had kind of 50-50 mixed feelings. Some people said it was good, some people said it was bad. I ended up putting it in due to my own mistake, to be honest. I didn't play any agents, didn't play no Chaos Dragons throughout the day. In some way I am relieved because I don't particularly favour them matchups, but that's why I put Leechins in. But I didn't end up siding them in throughout the day. Same with D-Fisher really. I didn't go into... I was contemplating whether to put D-Fisher in or not, due to the fact that I hate the Mermail matchup. I always seem to get smashed by my teammate Aubrey and his Mermails, so I ended up putting D-Fisher in, but there was only one Mermail player there yesterday, and that was my teammate Aubrey, and I didn't end up facing him, so I didn't end up siding it in. Onto the traps, Decree. Oh my god, I said this in every time against Dino Rabbit, it absolutely screwed them over. Decree is such a good card. Then I put in 2 Soul Drain. Like I said, I don't like the Mermail matchup or stuff like that, but I didn't end up signing it in. I think I sided it in once against a Chaos deck, but it really didn't do any. I think it was like a Piper Chaos, but it ended up being a draw as one of my draws, so it really didn't thingy. 2 Rivalry, side these in against Wind-Ups. I only managed to get it off once, but it did end up winning the game. And the final card is Curse Seal of the Forbidden Spell. Now, this has to be my MVP of the side deck. Oh my god, this was absolutely amazing. I was talking to my friend Joe. As most of you know, Joe's like featured on my channel because he's a Konami judge. But he went to Barcelona and he actually sided this card. I only had space for 1, he sided 2. He told me his side deck because I was asking for some advice from him about what he'd see at like events and stuff, and a side Curse Seal. Oh my god, it's absolutely amazing. If you don't know what it is, you discard a spell card from your hand to negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it, and then your opponent cannot use that exact same spell card for the rest of the duel. So for example, round 2 yesterday, I went against Macro Rabbit. They set 3 and ended, I set 2 and ended, which was a Decree and a Curse Seal. It went past to their turn. They went MST, I went Curse Seal. They ended up having the 3 MST in the hand, so their MSTs were dead. They cannot use MST. They ended the turn. I went Decree. They could not get rid of the Decree, and they had no monsters. I just went on a beatdown with Break of the Magical Warrior, and it was absolutely amazing. I think I did it the last round as well against Windups with a rivalry on the board. And Curse Seal, they tried to MST the rivalry. I just went Curse Seal. It's absolutely amazing. You can side it in more or less against everything. I did it against a wind-up player on his wind-up factories. I didn't see no MSTs during game 2, so I thought I must have sided them out. And they didn't see a rivalry, and I had the rivalry game 3, and I went Curse Seal on their wind-up factory, so they couldn't get the pluses off, which is absolutely amazing. I was contemplating like what the 14th card in my side deck should be. I ended up putting that in eventually, kind of on a whim. But it was absolutely amazing, definitely helped throughout the day. I felt that I could set my back row and have some protection as well. Now, like I said, it was a really good day yesterday. I really enjoyed it. It's nice to chill out, especially in the environment that it was, being that it was actually in a pub. It was a nice chilled out environment. It's better than being in like a huge hall type thing. I don't really like that. Sometimes it's a bit cold, sometimes it's a bit packed, but the environment yesterday was really nice. On to my matchups. There were 7 rounds as normal over in the UK. I don't think you get any more than 7 rounds. And there was no top cut, but first round I went against Windups, ended up 2-0 in that. The Windup matchup for this is, I feel confident going into the Windup matchup, being that I know the deck pretty well. So I know most of their plays, and I know when to counter and when not to counter. Also, you play a lot of hand traps, so you can counter it. That round 1, game 1, he went Magician Shark, I went Maxi, he automatically stopped. I went Breaker over his Magician, over his Shark. Then he went Magician Shark again, I went Maxi again. So I stopped him for a second time and did most of the exact same thing. And then he tried to do it with Rabbit and Magician. I ended up veiling his Magician, it was absolutely amazing. And then I just went on Priestess Beatdown. Round 2, I went against Macro Rabbit. Like I said, Curse Seal and Decree was absolutely amazing. Game 2. Game 1, I beat him down with. I had a Gachi on the field with a breaker, so that's a 2/4 breaker. And every time he went into. When he got a rabbit, I just veiled it. And he had no tog, I had to bring it back, so I was very fortunate in that round. But I was XO, and then round 3 I went against a good person I know, Aaron. He ended up qualifying, by the way, so congratulations to you, Aaron. I have to admit that I was actually quite salty about this round. He already knows this, but it went to game 3. He was playing Windups, by the way. It went to game 3, and I had a copycat. I copycatted his Zen Mayo, and I ended up dark holing, and then Wisdom in my own copycat attacking. I got him down to 2k life points. I was on 1-9. He had a rabbit that was returning and a rat in hand. So if he'd have just had them, then he could have only gone into rat into like shark, overlay into acid golem, and then his rabbit would have attacked, which would have left me on 100. I looked at my next 2 cards, being that I had Tower on the field, and it would have been a Veiler and Life, in which I'd have gone High Priestess, Poppy's Acid Golem, Life, Wisdom, my High Priestess called Spell, so it would go back down to a level 7, Synchro with Scrap Dragon, pop my own Tower on Poppy's Rabbit, and then attack for game. Unfortunately, he topped the Monster Reborn. He reborn back his Zen Mayo and attacked over with an Acid Golem and then attacked for game. I have to admit I was pretty salty about it. I didn't like the top deck of the Dark Hole, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't do anything about it. It happens in games. But I made a comeback round 4. I won that one against Macro Rabbit again. I won all my Macro Rabbit matchups. I feel really confident about the Windup and Macro Rabbit matchups. I absolutely love going against them. And then won that one, and then I had 2 draws in a row. That was absolutely stupid. The matches went on for ages. It was a really grindy game, and it ended up going to game 3, but because they called time, they have draws now or something. which, I don't know, I'd rather have a draw than a loss, I suppose, but if them draws would have been wins, then I would have actually qualified. So I had 2 draws, and then the last round I actually lost to a subscriber of mine, which was actually nice. He was called Lewis. He beat me fair and square. He went shotmaster. I looked at my opening hand and just scooped. I was really tired, and I figured that I couldn't top or anything like that, so I scooped, gave him the win, and I signed an Empress of Prophecy for him, which is pretty nice. It's nice to have subscribers like notice you when you sit down at the table and stuff, which is pretty cool. So like I say, overall, really good day. A couple of shout outs. Shout out to, like I say, Aaron, he qualified. Huge shout out to my teammate Aubrey. He managed to qualify with his mermails. He did absolutely amazing yesterday. It was unfortunate that he didn't qualify at London, but he qualified yesterday, and huge congratulations to him. It means now we've got 3 people who's qualified for Euros. The rest of us just need to catch up in the next couple of regionals. We are going to a fair few. So hopefully if we can get half the team going to Euros, then that'd be absolutely amazing. Whether I qualify or not, I'm going because I want to go and support my team, enter a couple of side events, record for you guys. Shout out to a couple of people from our locals, Callum and Sam, they qualified. Stocksy qualified. Everyone did really well yesterday. Proud of everybody in my team, people who go to locals. Patriot had a really good turnout. The people, like I said, the people from Patriot had a really good turnout at Leicester Regionals. People did absolutely amazing. Me, myself, I'm happy with my performance. I enjoy playing Prophecy. I don't think I can get anything more out of the deck. By that I mean, I don't think I can change anything round in the deck to make it as better as it is now. I think I've actually perfected the deck. The only changes that I'd probably make is when Cosmo Blazer comes out, I'll be taking out the Upstart Goblins for Masters. That's probably about it. But I am going to be testing around with the Reaper build. I'm going to test which one's better, Reaper or High Priestess, or even combine the both. But I'll probably make a video on that another time. Anyway guys, I'm kind of drabbling on here. It's been a long video. Do look forward to some coverage that I filmed, like a mini video log going down. I stopped recording after round 4. Like I said, I had draws round 5 and 6, so I didn't have time to record after that, but I recorded back when we got on the train. So do look forward to that. I'll be editing that after I've uploaded this video, and then I'll upload that as well so you can see it. Anyway guys, this has been FuzzyXYZ. Please comment, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.